Here we are, back at Photo LX. So we just finished our trip here to Malaysia. This is the first time we've been here, and we've been staying in the Kuala Lumpur area in a service apartment. We got this apartment through AirBnB. It's our first experience of Airbnb, and it's been really good. We have a landlord by the name of Nai, who's been really helpful and very attentive. We have a great apartment here. It's a studio apartment in a, as I say, a serviced apartment block. And the top of the apartment, the roof has an infinity pool with an amazing view of the Kuala Lumpur skyline. So we've spent quite a bit of time up there. In fact, my wife is up there right now, taking some more yoga poses at the pool. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we've been doing here in Kuala Lumpur. The things we visited, our impressions of the city. What are our thoughts about Kuala Lumpur? I have to say, I love Malaysia. We visited a lot of Asian countries while I've been living in Shanghai. Our first trip was to Thailand. We did Bali Island. We've done Cambodia a couple of times, and I really like Cambodia, I have to say, but this is the first time visiting Malaysia. And I think of all the countries we visited in Asia so far, this one is, to me, the most attractive. Because, maybe for one reason, it's very easy to get by with limited language skills. In China, I've lived there for 11 years, and I am absolutely terrible at speaking the language. I can get by in a taxi, I can get by in a store, very simple stuff. But after 11 years, my Chinese sucks. But the beauty of Malaysia is most people, not everybody, but most people speak a little, if not quite a lot of English, and they speak English well. So communication here has been so easy. It's been great. I love the culture. The mixture of different races. You know, we have the Malay here, we've got the Chinese, we've got the Indians, we've got quite a lot of Westerners here. So it's a great mixture of cultures. One of the things I've missed most of all, I think, from living in China for the last 11 years is the sense of Christmas. And even though people do have Christmas trees and they do put up Christmas lights, and you can buy Christmas candy and things like that in the stores in Shanghai, it's never felt like Christmas to me. But here we are in Malaysia, and I guess maybe it's because of its history and the British influence, but to me it feels much more Christmassy, and it's only November. And I guess for me, the child in me comes out, because one of the things that I really miss about living in a country where Christmas isn't really taken very seriously are all the little extras that I associate with Christmas. And one of those, as you can tell, maybe I could use a little bit of dieting, but as you can tell, I love my food, and I do particularly love chocolate. And in China, they tend to favor the Hershey chocolates, which I know is an American brand, and when I lived in America, I used to eat Hershey quite often. It's okay, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but if I had a choice, I would always go with Cadbury. And here, Cadbury chocolate is very, very available, and almost every kind of Cadbury chocolate is also available, which is awesome. So I'm actually, while I'm here, I've been sampling some of my, childhood treats, some things that I haven't eaten since I left the UK in the 1990s. It's quite cool. And as I say, everywhere has Christmas decorations. I feel that Christmas vibe that I didn't really feel, or don't really feel, when I'm living in Shanghai. So that's really cool about Malaysia. I love the weather. I'm a hot weather freak. I'd rather be hot and humid and comfortable, or maybe a little uncomfortable with the humidity, but still, I'd rather be warm than be cold. And in Shanghai, it tends to be cold and damp in the winter, hot and humid in the summer, which that I can live with, but the winter I don't like. Gets into my bones. And I have a bit of problem with arthritis, and so that climate is not so good for me. So here in Malaysia, I think this is a wonderful climate. Certainly suits me. Let's see, the property here. I love the architecture. I love you have a mixture of very modern architecture. We have obviously temples, mosques, very traditional architecture. Those things I really like about Malaysia. Cost of living. Another thing that amazed me is just how much cheaper things like, not so much food, although in general food is cheaper, but clothes. I have a real issue with buying clothes in China. Okay, so yeah, buying clothes in China for me, as you can see, I'm not the smallest of guys out there. I definitely could lose some weight. I'm not saying I will, but I could do. But in China, here's an example. In China, if I want to buy a t-shirt to fit me, I have to buy a 4XL. So this t-shirt, which fits, this is a 4XL t-shirt, right? However, if we compare it to what I bought in Malaysia, this is a 3XL, right? 3XL. Look at the size difference. It's huge, right? So there, straight away, is a huge difference from one Asian country to the other. I mean, this is like a nightshirt. I mean, it's enormous. And this is a 3XL. But to get somebody to fit me in China, I need to buy this, which is a 4XL. And this, which I'm wearing, is a 2XL and fits, I think, pretty damn well. And this was bought in Malaysia. And so much cheaper than buying the same stuff in China, and the quality is better. So there's another advantage that I could see about Malaysia. Food. Wonderful variety of foods, right? We have great Chinese food influence, Indian food influence, Malay food influence, and also Western food here. So we've got a great mixture of food. So for me, I'm very happy from a tummy perspective. Very, very well fulfilled. Let's see, what else? What else do I like about here? Oh, the biggest, I guess, the other biggest thing that for me is the fact that I don't need to use a VPN to go to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything. I mean, everything, social media is perfectly free and untethered, what's the word I want? Unrestricted in Malaysia. But as soon as I go back to Shanghai tomorrow, we'll be back to trying to get through the Great Firewall using a VPN, which means that probably some of these videos won't be so frequent, because some days we can get connection, some days we can't, some days the connection is great, some days the connection is terrible. So hopefully in the future we'll be moving to another area where we're back into a situation like this in Malaysia, where we're not restricted from using social media.